We'll hear it again. When they're in trouble, liberals blame the girl. That's who they are. Tonight, we want to introduce you to the woman Nancy Pelosi is blaming. Erica Kayas owns the now famous salon in San Francisco, and she joins us tonight. Erica, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nancy Pelosi claims on camera that you orchestrated a, quote, setup to entrap her into getting her hair blown out without a mask. Did you?
No, absolutely not.
How would you have done that? I mean, can you prove that this wasn't a diabolical setup designed to bring down the Speaker of the House by blow-drying her hair?
She had called the stylist or her assistant did and made the appointment. So
yes,
the appointment was already booked. So there's no way I could have set that up. And I've had a camera system in there for 5 years. I mean, I didn't go in there and turn cameras on as soon as she walked in to set her up. So that's absolutely false.
So Pelosi says that salons in San Francisco, and of course she lives there and she is the most powerful Democratic legislator in the world, but she says she understood that the restrictions allowed a one-on-one appointment in salons. What do you make of that?
I heard that and I thought to myself, well, as a hairstylist, I see clients one-on-one. So that would mean I would be open, right?
Yes, pardon, sorry to laugh. Yes, that it would mean that. Are you open?
No.
What is that doing to you in your business?
For the past 6 months, we're pretty much done. I mean, we've lost at least 60% of our clients. I've lost the majority of my staff. So, 6 months is a long time to be closed down.
Yeah, no, it's too long.
Yeah.
So your business has been destroyed by this. How do you feel about seeing the most powerful woman in America come into your salon in violation of the rules she supports, get caught, and then blame you for it?
To be honest, it was more hurtful. She's been coming in for quite a while, and just to see her come in, and especially not wearing the mask, that's what really got to me. But
yes,
this isn't even political. I mean, she's been coming in there. It's the fact that she actually came in and didn't have a mask on. And I just thought about, my staff and people not being able to work and make money and provide for their families. And if she's in there comfortably without a mask and feeling safe, then why are we shut down? Why am I not able to have clients come in? So it's been hard.
Boom. Got her.
You're not making a political point. You're making a human point rooted in common sense. And what do you think? I don't know what the answer is. What do you think the answer is? Why can't, if Nancy Pelosi feels comfortable using your salon, why can't civilians use it?
Exactly. And I'll be honest, in our area in San Francisco, I mean, we're obviously the last county or city to not open. We've been trying to figure that out. We've been asking ourselves these questions for 6 months, for the past actually 4 months, of why we are not reopened. And that's kind of a good question. We, again, don't know.
Huh. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the city, do you think, in San Francisco?
I don't think so. The hard part of all this is that I have been in that community for 12 years. And since this happened, I have received nothing but hate, text messages, death threats. They're going to burn my hair salon down. My Yelp page is just unbelievable, with bad reviews.
That's what they do.
It's just, it's sad that my community is pulling this when they're saying that I threw her under the bus when I didn't. So that's hurtful, but I think I'm pretty much done there. So, yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the most heartbreaking stories I've heard in a long time. And I just want to restate for the people who are hating you for telling the truth. I don't consider this political. You don't seem like a political person. And I'm just sorry that this is happening to you. Erica, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, unbelievable. I feel sorry for her. I mean, think about it. I mean, she, can't open, but Nancy Pelosi can do her hair done.
Yeah. And it's like when Nancy Pelosi calls on the phone and says, "Hi, it's Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. I'd like to make an appointment for a cut, color, and blowout." I mean, do you say no to Nancy Pelosi knowing the weight that she carries in San Francisco? Probably not. So, she most likely thought that Pelosi was going to come in, wear a mask, sit down for whatever, and be done with it. But it became a thing where Nancy Pelosi is such a hypocrite, like out in the open. And I mean, all of these Democrats, I don't want to take away, because I know we're going to focus on Pelosi, but the mayor of Chicago got caught doing the same thing. The mayor of Chicago went out, Lightfoot. She went out and got her hair dyed.
You're talking about Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. She went out. She got caught too, and her excuse was, "I am the public speaker of Chicago. I should look presentable." So, like, in the peak of coronavirus, she got caught.
That's the thing. I mean, in China, that's what they do. You're the elite. You can do whatever you want.
Yes.
If you're the scum of the earth, you're the little average worker, you can't do nothing.
Well, you're expected to not even ask in China. And I think maybe after a few more beat downs from these Democrats, there might be people who are willing to accept it. But the people that aren't, and like that woman's statement, her statement like speaks volumes about so one take I got from that, she was there for years. So to be a successful salon in San Francisco, you're doing something right. So on the second part, that she had to endure this shutdown and it hurt her business and she lost clients, she is one more successful business owner story that leaves a Democrat-run city and goes somewhere else. And this is why Texas is with open arms receiving California people by the dozens per minute. It's an insane amount, to the point where I just read an article that they're having U-Haul, the company that sells moving trucks, is having a hard time to get all the trucks from Texas back to California because people are literally only exiting California. So this is one more example of what a slap in the face it is to the regular people that aren't willing to accept this nonsense. They leave and they take their tax earnings with them.
They take all that with them. Let's take a look at Nancy's leadership, though. How she is a leader. Take a look.
Leaders take responsibility. So I said he's a weak leader. He doesn't take responsibility. He places blame on others.
I think that that this salon owes me an apology for setting up. It was a setup.
All right, she's blaming somebody else again.
Sure. I mean, it wasn't her fault. Like, like we were talking pre-show, the salon called her up and said, "Nancy, hey, it's the salon. We haven't seen you because we've been closed.
Right.
Do you want to come in and get a cut, color, and blowout?" Yeah, because for you, anything. No. The polar opposite of that happened.
Right.
Nancy called them. It was not a setup. This is BS.
How old is Nancy Pelosi? Trivia question.
I don't even know. I think I heard she's in her 70s.
Close. She is 80 years old.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that was a wig at first, but it's not a wig.
Yeah. Well, she is no stranger to the clinics that take care of her, and I'm sure during this pandemic she was really worried because she was probably due for a couple of units of Botox while she was during the lockdown. But the thing is that this is something that I think hits home to a lot of females too in general, because there are a lot of females that were deemed essential, no matter what their working life was, they were deemed essential, and they still wanted to get their hair done.
Oh yeah.
And they still wanted to get all the regular things that women normally do.
Oh yeah.
But here's the elite showing that the elite can do what the regular people can't.
Whatever they want to do.
Right. So is this going to win them an election? This now if I am not, I don't identify as a suburban mom. But if I was a suburban mom, I would take this as a slap in the face because I had to go without getting my nails and toes done for 6 months. And that's going to grind me to a little bit. You know what I mean? So like Pelosi doesn't even realize that her little base of female empowerment is looking at her like, you bitch. I can't believe, so this is not going to play out.
Well, she wouldn't wear her mask.
No, she didn't even pull it up. I mean, come on, man.
Well, hold on. Let's see what she says. Hold on. Take a look.
That says you must test, trace, treat. You must wear your mask. You must have sanitation. You must wear your mask. You must wear your mask.
She said we have to wear a mask.
Sure she did, because they are the definition of hypocrites. They say one thing and do the opposite. This is over and over again. And I mean, Nancy Pelosi, if we could do a greatest hits of Nancy Pelosi from when Trump was elected up until now, she has literally called for him to do what he says and not to be the do what I say, not what I do, and to, be a leader and all the things that she's called out Trump for. She is being the hypocrite who does the opposite on all levels. Definitely. Like there was at one point where Nancy Pelosi had mentioned, she was like, he should have paid more attention to, the Trump empire and instead of having, this, that, and the third happen in the bankruptcies and under his own watch, these things happen. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi, her San Francisco is under siege by human feces. Like it's human feces.
It is. It's horrible. I mean, it's the drudge of society. She's been there for 33 years. She can't clean up her own city.
And it's the worst it's ever been. Like the word on the street is Nancy Pelosi is a failure, and it's the worst that it's ever been. And that's why, you know what, while I'm on this, Deanna Lorraine, everybody look her up. She's on Twitter, she's on YouTube, she's running against Nancy Pelosi, and she is a Republican, Second Amendment supporter. She is a freedom of speech reporter. She is a protest not riots person. And look into her if you're in California, because she is your polar opposite to Pelosi.
Yeah, definitely. Vote for her, definitely.
Absolutely.
Not Nancy, though.
Not Nancy.
Right. Let's take a look at what Donald Trump said about Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, so it says Nancy Pelosi got set up by a beauty parlor owner. Maybe the beauty parlor owner should be running for the House of Representatives. Honestly, how can a woman who claims to be so intelligent be set up? I mean, in a beauty salon. Come on.
33 years in Congress. How can she be set up?
No. We all know. And it's just, honestly, it's just like the peaceful protest riots. We watch riots. They call them peaceful protests. We watch a woman who wanted her hair cut, colored, and blown out and made an appointment, and then we watch her get caught, and she says that she's set up by a salon owner, as if salon owners were dying to get her $250 to $500. I'm not sure what it costs in San Francisco, but like the salon owner, the salon owner said, let me bring in a receptionist, let me bring in a colorist, let me bring in all my stylists, let me bring in these people just for Nancy Pelosi. I mean, Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
To quote Joe Biden, come on, man.
All right, let's take a look at what happened today. The subject was, where is Nancy? Take a look.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. 2 briefings ago, I asked, where is Nancy Pelosi? Today, I can announce we have found Nancy Pelosi. As you can see, we found Nancy Pelosi going into her hair salon. We will be playing the video on loop for all of you to see during the duration of this introduction. Nancy Pelosi was not in the halls of Congress when I asked where she was. She was not working in good faith to make a deal for the American people. Nope, Nancy Pelosi was found in San Francisco at a hair salon where she was indoors, even though salons in California are not only open for outdoor service. Apparently, the rules do not apply to Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She wants small businesses to stay shut down, but only reopen for her convenience. Do as I say, not as I do, says Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is holding up $1.3 trillion in relief for the American people while getting special access to the very kind of small businesses that this money would support, businesses like this hair salon. Before she skipped town to violate her state's health guidelines, Pelosi proposed a bill. It was called the HEROES Act, which contained no additional paycheck protection funding. This is funding that would help the very small business she has bizarrely accused of plotting against her.
There we go. Unbelievable. So
K-Mac, love her.
Yes, she's good.
Huge fan of K-Mac. Here's the other thing about what she said, and she brought this to light, and I love that. They're not working, so they are so scared of the virus, right? So coronavirus is so scary that they can't show up to do their job and to legislate and to get the money to these businesses.
They can go to hair salon though.
But she's got plenty of time to get her hair done. Plenty of time. So that's the hypocrisy that is being shown, and I love it and hate it at the same time. I hate the fact that these elected officials are there and literally stealing taxpayer money, but I love the fact that if it wasn't for Donald J. Trump and the people that he put in power, like K-Mac would not be there if it wasn't for Donald J. Trump. So like all of these people that are rising to the occasion as far as patriotism goes, they're proving that these people are outright hypocrites. They say one thing and do another.
Yes.
Over and over again.
Yes. And it's not this incident here. They just do that over and over. They don't care about the average person. They just care about themselves.
Absolutely. And if it wasn't for Donald J. Trump in office, we would not have the people willing to put this out there. He literally, if you go back and you watch his first 8 months after his inauguration, he started to get the feel that the swamp was surrounding him. It took him some time. It took some firings and some hirings and some movement of personnel, which he took flack from the press, no doubt. They were like, oh, he must not know how to do his job. No. In the reality world that Trump lives in, he said, well, I can't trust that guy. I can't trust that girl. I can't trust that girl. And he had to make changes. And he's in a position now where he's got an attorney general that's going to work. He's got a press secretary. Not that Sarah Sanders was bad, but Sarah Sanders did it almost under like duress because she said, you know what? I believe in you. I really need to be with my family, but I'll put it on hold for a few years while I do this. So God bless Sarah Sanders because she held the line too. But K-Mac is just this pit bull, little blonde who just tears them to shreds. And I love it because she calls them out on facts and points out the hypocrisy of these lunatic people that think they're immune from reality.
That's true. I mean, so we need to stop them. Vote Trump, November 3rd. That's the show tonight. I hope you share it. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we come on. Any last words, Bill?
No, last words are the things that are being brought to light have been there all along. Just people weren't willing to like let us see them. And now us, the regular us, we see them. It's now a point where we see what you're doing, and it's going to change things. And I think this election, I think November 3rd is going to be huge. And I think the midterm elections are going to be even more amazing because we have more people that are woken to the hypocrisy of that side that are not willing to let it happen again. So people, educate yourself, find out who's running in your local area, your senator, your congressman. A lot of people are up for election, and this is a big deal.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and you guys have a good night.
Good night, everyone.